हाँ, अब शेयर करिए रंजन बेन। अब मैंने लाइव कर दिया है, लाइव हो गए हैं, अब शेयर कर दीजिए।
My dear friends, and my dear masters, and my dear gods of India and the whole of the world, today we will dwell upon a most important topic for human welfare and human development, which is called as scientific temper. My dear friends, the human being is differentiated from an animal being because of its prime unique characteristic called as scientific temper. If you compare and contrast human beings with all the animal beings, life is the same. The life processes are the same. That is birth, growth, eating, sleeping, procreation, sex, death, community living, etc., etc. All these things are common to both the humankind and the animal kind. However, the humanity is a little different from the animal kingdom in terms of analysis, experiment, experience, research. In short, all these constitute what is called as scientific temper. A human being ought to question everything. Out of the questioning process comes the understanding process, and from the understanding process comes the development process. And what we today in the humanity, there is so much human development compared to the animal world. It's all because of the scientific temper of the human beings. The science, the technology that we see all around us is a result of the scientific temper. We see so many amenities, comforts, luxuries. We see the television, we see the internet, we see the jet plane, we see the light, the incandescent light. So many scientists have helped us, helped the humanity to reach its present stage of classic development. The scientific temper has allowed the man to break open the atom. The scientific temper has allowed the humanity to set its foot on the moon, to fly in the air. My dear friends, however, we see so many wars, so many atrocities of one human being killing another human being, which you do not find in any animal kingdom. What a shame it is to find humanity lag behind the animal kingdom in this vital respect. No animal eats food without hunger in its stomach, but human beings eat without hunger. What a shame. What lack of scientific temper when it comes to eating. And no animal is in no anguish in the animal kingdom, which you see in the human kingdom rampant. While the scientific temper, in terms of the outer achievement, has given humanity its present status, however, in real terms of happiness, all the human kingdom lags so very behind the animal kingdom. You can't find an animal unhappy, and you can't find a human being happy. So what a shame on human kingdom. Where is the scientific temper gone? Why there is no smile on the face of a human being? Why there is greed on the face of the human being? Why there is disease, conflict, war? Why a group of human beings kill another group of human beings? Why there is a war cry? You seldom see happiness on the face of the human beings. Where is that scientific temper gone? Where is the innocence of the animal beings gone in the human face? You see all the people in a jet plane flying from one country to another country. And all the beings, human beings there in the jet plane are all sad. Every human being is sad, full of sorrow. The scientific temper which could create a jet plane, why it is not able to create happiness in the human being? What is the end of the human being? If you earn 1 lakh rupees, then you want to earn 10 lakh rupees. If you want 10 lakh rupees, you want to earn 1 crore, on and on and on. And it is simply ridiculous. A tiger laughs at a human being. A deer laughs at a human being. A snake is laughing at a human being. Hey, you idiots. So the human being has become a laughing creature on this earth. All the animal creatures are so beautiful, are so wonderful people, and they are having a hearty laugh at the humanity. In fact, all the animal species are suffering under the human kingdom. The negativity of the human kingdom is a very sad feature the animal kingdom is worried about. The earth has become a most unhospitable planet because of the human being. The scientific temper of the human being is lost. The happiness is lost. Only greed has stepped in. Only cruelty has stepped in. Only murder has stepped in. The scientific temper, which has been used by the humanity to explore the outer, has to be used to explore the inner. The only human beings that are respected by the animal kingdom are human beings like Jesus Christ, like Gautama Buddha. Only such people are respected by the animal kingdom, and they love such human beings. Who are the real caretakers of the planet Earth? Who are the real masters of the scientific temper in terms of human life and values? The time has come, my dear friends, to use the scientific temper to produce happiness in human life, to produce beauty in human life, to produce harmony in human life, to establish peace on this planet. My dear friends, if you don't become a spiritual scientist, a spiritual person, you have no scientific temper whatsoever. You are almost like a machine, copying the other guy. If he has got 2 cars, you want 3 cars. This is simply ridiculous. Man has ceased to become a basic, decent animal being. Man has become a machine with a so-called scientific temper. What kind of temper is it? And what kind of science is it? My dear friends, the Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement is a part of the worldwide New Age spiritual movement, which restores the decency of a human being and makes it on par with the rest of the animal kingdom. Unless a person becomes a spiritual person, a person cannot stand on equal level with any animal being. My dear friends, human being is not supposed to eat animals. It's absolutely horrible. And yet we see 99% of the earth humanity eating animal brothers and sisters. And we call ourselves highly developed. My dear friends, unless the scientific temper of the human being is turned towards finding out the real values of human life, the real purpose of human existence, we will not find a place in creation. Humanity will have to be eliminated from the planet Earth if humanity as a whole does not become like Gautama Buddha or Jesus Christ. These are the 2 examples of perfect human being. where there is no cruelty and where there is self-realization. The scientific temple demands that you realize yourself, who you are, why you are born, what is the purpose of your living, what should be your goal. These are the questions that one should put to one's own self. A person who doesn't put these questions is lacking utterly the scientific temper. Scientific temper means investigation of things. One who does not investigate things doesn't have scientific temper. Buddha investigated himself. Jesus Christ investigated himself. And when they investigated their own selves, they found huge truths. And they distributed their experience to the whole of the humanity. My dear friends, meditation is the main tool of scientific temper. Unless one makes one's own mind empty, the truth is not seen. The mind is the coloring agent of the human being. The mind creates things which it wants to see. Unless we clear the mind of all the debris, unless we make the mind empty, we cannot see the truth which exists as it is. Which is the purpose of the scientific temper? To see truth as it is, not as we want to see. Meditation is the only way to make your mind silent, and Jesus Christ did meditate, and Gautama Buddha did meditate, and they found the truth. That they were not these physical bodies, that they were beautiful, eternal specks of consciousness, which is the same as all the animal kingdom. No animal misunderstands its own self as the body of its own self. No. They all know that the body is different from the self. It's only the human being that identifies one's own self with the body. Therefore, suffering and giving suffering to all the animal kingdom. My dear friends, the new scientific temper calls for meditation on the part of every human being. It is the inner education which is called as the new scientific temper. The Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement is introducing this new scientific temper, where it calls everybody to go into meditation, go into deep meditation to find out one's own personal truth through personal experience. In the same way as Gautama Buddha did 2500 years back, or Jesus Christ did 2000 years back. The Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement is cautioning all the people to become masters of this new spiritual science, this new scientific temper, to understand its own self, not to eat unnecessarily, not to sleep unnecessarily, not to speak unnecessarily, not to interfere in others' affairs unnecessarily. unnecessarily. All this call forth the application of scientific temper in human affairs. The scientific temper has to be applied in human affairs and human interactions and human interrelationships. The scientific temper has to be applied in all the human equations. Where there is no application of the scientific temper in human equations, suffering is the result, sorrow is the result, degradation is the result, war is the result. My dear friends, right from childhood, this new scientific temper has to be inculcated so that every child grows as a beautiful human being, harmless human being, harmonious human being, divine human being, social human being, not antisocial. The scientific temper, the new scientific temper demands that you spend with your own self 4 to 5 hours a day, closing your own eyes and observing your breath and living in your actual truth, which is beyond the wildest imagination. The actual truth is beyond the wildest imagination of a person who doesn't know spiritual science. My dear friends,
रंजन बेन एक बार देखिए, शायद अटक गया, फिर नेटवर्क का कुछ प्रॉब्लम है क्या? रंजन बेन, आप है?
सर
ହଁ
ରଞ୍ଜନ ମ୍ୟାମକୁ କଲ୍ କରିବେ?
ହଁ ପଚାର, ଏଇଟା ଯେ କଣ ହେଲା, ହ୍ୟାଙ୍ଗ ହେଇଛି ନା କଣଟା? ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ତାଙ୍କର ନେଟୱାର୍କର ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଥିଲା ଟିକେ, ଆଉ ଅଳ୍ପ ଟିକେ ଅଛି, ନହେଲେ କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ। ହଁ और थोड़ा सा है।
ଚାଲୁ ହେଲା, ଠିକ ଅଛି।
through application of the true scientific temper, which again means going into meditation. We are not beings limited to the human body. That has to be realized. We are cosmic human beings, my dear friends. We are cosmic human beings. We are cosmic beings presently in the human body. We have had no beginning and we will have no end. Our true nature is beyond the wildest imagination possible. And we have to own that. We have lost that paradise. We have to regain that paradise. The way to regain the paradise is to own the new scientific temper, which in simple terms means be a yogi. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna admonished Arjuna to become a yogi.
फिर से अटक गया रंजन बहन। ठीक है, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं रंजन बहन। ये वाला लिंक हम लोग शेयर कर देंगे ग्रुप में, बाकी का सब लोग उसको सुन लेंगे। कविता जी, डॉक्टर कविता, आर यू रेडी?
यस सर।
ओके, आप अपना वीडियो ऑडियो दोनों ऑन करके आप शेयरिंग करिए। थैंक यू, वेलकम डॉक्टर कविता।
नमस्कार, आत्मा बंधन मास्टर्स। Today, the important topic is scientific temper. And before discussing that topic, I want to say that our period was divided into three parts, that is the ancient, medieval, and the modern. And you know that ancient is the store of knowledge and the birthplace of the prophet, great man, rishis, and masters. And the medieval period is the religious period, and it was full of blind beliefs, dogmas, and the superstitions are there. And no people have no curiosity, and they have no interest to investigate anything or to find out the truth. And after that, this is the modern age where the people wanted to discover everything uh, through the experiment, and through the experiment they wanted to get truth, then they will accept. And this is very important topic, that is the scientific temper. And today we'll deal with upon a most important topic, that is the human development and the human welfare, and which is called as the scientific temper. But you know that in the scientific temper, there are differentiated from the animal kingdom because of its unique characteristics, called as the scientific temper. If we compare and contrast human beings with the animal beings, and you know that the process was same, and the life is also same. Like just like as the birth, growth, eating, sleeping, procreation, sex, death, community living, all these common, all these things are common for an human being as well as the animal being, and they both have the humankind. All these things are common, but you know that humanity is little different from the animal kingdom in terms of analysis, experiments, experience, research. All this constitutes what is called as the scientific temper. And you know that in the scientific temper, each and every human being ought to question everything. Out of the questioning process comes the understanding process, and after the understanding process, there was come the development process. जोटाको आमे each and every human being must ask the question, and which is truth, then after you will accept it. And this is the most important thing of the scientific temper. And you know that today in humanity there is so much of human development if you will compare with the animal kingdom. And because due to the development of the industrial revolutions, due to the development of the scientific temper, the science and the development of the science and the technology that we see all around us is a result of a scientific temper. Because we see so many amenities, so many comfort, so many luxurious life, television, telegraph, and aeroplane, jet plane, internet, mobile, etc., etc., so on. So many scientists have helped us to reach its the present stage of a classical age. And this is called as the classical age, all also today. This modern age was also called as a classical age and also called as the age of a renaissance. It has happened only for the industrial revolutions. But the scientific temper has allowed humanity to break open the atom, to set its feet on the moon, and to fly in the air. There are everything, luxurious life. They can move from one place to another place within a very short period and save the time. But we see among them there is no sorrows. Because there are so many wars we found, there are so many atrocities, and one group of human beings killing to the another human being, which we do not find among the animal kingdom. Among the animal kingdom, there is no conflict. There was no sorrow. There is no desires. Everything we find because they are happy, they are joyous people. But the same, it is found in the humanity. Humanity became rich and prosperous, developed, and they reach at the moon, fly in the sky, but they are not happy. There is sorrow, there is desire. And another point, no animal eats food without hunger in its stomach, whereas the human being eat without hunger. 4 times, 5 times, jaha parle taha khai chali the human being, and they are suffering from different diseases. And we know, you see all the people in a jet plane flying from one country to another country. All the human beings, that is the jet plane, but all are sad. All are full of sorrow. And if the scientific temper, which could able to create a jet plane, why it is not able to create the happiness in the human being? This is a question. This is very important question for the human being. What is the end of the human being? What is the fate of the human being? What is the life of the human being? Means human being runs after the money without thinking anything. Suppose, for example, today we'll earn 1 lakh and then next day 10 lakhs. so on, so on, so. One car, two car, three car, one building, two building, building after building. And this is called as a human wants, was unlimited. And it is simply ridiculous. Very ridiculous. Which was, and you know that it is deserving of laughing. All the animal being laugh. The tiger will laugh, lion will laugh, bird will laugh, snake will laugh. The human being. And but you know that animal being is worried about it. Because the scientific temper of the human kingdom is lost. Happiness is lost. And there was greed and cruelty. And there was murder and brain. The scientific temper, which has been used by the humanity, you know that, to explore the outer development. But he has to be used to explore the inner development of the human being. So, the scientific temper must investigate or invented how to develop the outer side of the human being. Though human beings, they are respected by the animal kingdom. Though they are respected by the animal kingdom, just like the human being, you think that is like the Jesus and the Buddha. Jesus and the Buddha. Such type of peoples are respected by the animal kingdom who got enlightenment. And you know that there are two examples. And for the perfect human being, that is, you know that where there is no cruelty. And the second one was that where there is no self-realization. Each and every human being will realize himself. What? Who you are? Who are you? Who you are? Why you are born? This question one should put oneself. And what the purpose of her life? What should be your goal? And this type of question should put to oneself. Each and every human being put this question. If anybody means any human being does not put this question, is lacking the scientific temper. Scientific temper means investigation of things. If anybody will not investigate things, we do not have the things does not have the scientific temper. And when we investigate ourselves, we found the huge truth, and this huge truth distributed our experiences to the whole humanity. And you know that today, in the modern age, where there is so many of things are invested and discovered, and in the scientific temper, the most important thing is meditation, is the main tool of scientific temper. Unless one makes one's own mind empty, the truth is not seen. Because our mind full of thoughts, different types of thoughts and the feelings, ideas. So, to get the truth, meditation is the only tool you can apply in your body, and then you will get the truth. And mind is the coloring agent. You know that mind is the coloring agent. are the so many indriyas are there of the human being. The mind creates the things which want to see. Mind creates the things which we want to see by the indriyas. Unless we clear the mind and unless we make our mind empty, we cannot see the truth. And this is the most important thing that they gave importance on the meditation. And you know that meditation only the way to make your mind silent, like the Jesus and the Buddha did it. And they found the truth. And they are not the physical bodies. They are the eternal space of the consciousness is the same that is in all the animal kingdom. No animal kingdom, this is very important, that no animal misunderstands its own self as the body of its own self. They know that soul is different from the body. They know that the soul is different from the body. Whereas human being, they identify one's own self with the body. देहको केवल निजर परिचय ସେମାନେ ଭାବିଥାନ୍ତି. There is no difference between the body and the soul. Identifies one's own self with the body. Therefore, there are suffering and they are giving the suffering to the animal kingdom. Dear masters, scientific temper calls for the meditations as the part of the human being. And you know that in the meantime, the inner education is called as the new scientific temper was developed. How? By the pyramidal spiritual society movement. Perhaps it has happened, it was started in the year 1990, perhaps. Pyramid spiritual society movement introducing the new scientific temper which they gave importance. The new scientific importance on the meditation. And you know that, and this meditation, which we find that the Jesus got the meditation 2500 BC, whereas Jesus 2000 BC. The new pyramidal spiritual society movement is introducing to all the people to become the masters of the new spiritual science. It became the part, you know, the new spiritual movement and the pyramidal new society. It was the most important thing that they gave importance on the meditations. And by this, it calls everybody to go into the meditation. And become and each and every person became the masters of the new spiritual science. New spiritual science understand its own self. Not to eat unnecessarily, not to sleep unnecessarily, not to talk unnecessarily, not to interfere in the internal affairs of the others. All these, all the call for the applications of the scientific temper in human affairs. And you know that scientific temper of the human being, human affairs, and human interrelationship. The scientific temper has to be applied in all the human equation. However, where there is no application, where there is no application of the scientific temper in human equations, and suffering is the result. What is the result? Sorrow is the result. Degradation is the result. Then, my dear master, right from the childhood, if the new scientific temper inculcated or introduced in the curriculum of the school, colleges, then every child grows as a beautiful human being, harmless human, harmonious human being, divine human beings, social human beings, not antisocial. So, new scientific temper demand that you spend with your own time, own self, with your own self, 4 to 5 hours in a day, closing your eyes, observing your breath, and living in your actual truth, which is beyond the wildest imagination of the person who does not know the spiritual science. Each and every person should do it in each and every day. And you know that human body is not a being restricted to the human body. A human being is not a being restricted to the human body. A human being is a cosmic being with wings spread throughout the cosmos, living in several parallel universes simultaneously. Every human being is now required to realize its own cosmic nature, cosmic dimensions through application of the true scientific temper. That's a perfect ମଣିଷକୁ ନିଜର ଯୋଉ ସ୍ୱଭାବ ବା ନିଜର ଶରୀର ମନ ଓ ବୁଦ୍ଧି ଓ ଆତ୍ମାକୁ ଏ ଯୋଉ ବ୍ରହ୍ମାଣ୍ଡୀୟ ସତ୍ୟକୁ ବୈଜ୍ଞାନିକ ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ ବୈଜ୍ଞାନିକ ମନୋଭାବରେ ପ୍ରୟୋଗ ଦ୍ୱାରା ଆମେ ବୁଝିବା ଆଉ ଅନୁଭବ କରିବା ଏବଂ ସତ୍ୟକୁ ମଧ୍ୟ ଜାଣିବା. Dear masters, and you know that when we got that when we start the meditation and got the truth, and for this reason, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says to the Arjun, you are a warrior, you fought several wars, and you won victory, but you are not satisfied. And you are not happy. Your killing always gives you unhappy. Therefore, you became a yogi, which is the champion of the scientific temper. Similarly, by going into the meditation, this is the online agenda for the whole humanity. Now each and everyone must be yogi. If you are not yogi, you struck up with being a rogi. The whole humanity became a yogi humanity, although it became the diseased humanity. And for this reason, every humanity has to become a yogi humanity and the enlightenment from humanity. Then, if we will not apply the new scientific temper in terms of a meditation, the whole humanity is a diseased humanity or the rogi humanity. So instead of rogi, we want to be each and every person should like to be a yogi humanity. We think the human being is far superior to the animal being. We all think, animal kingdom to bada. In fact, animal being is far superior, but animal kingdom is far superior to any human being. Okay? Why? Because they are naturally enlightened, like the Jesus and the Buddha, Prophet Muhammad. And they have the true scientific temper. They do not find themselves. They are never unhappy. They are always joyous. They are always happy. But animal kingdom is joyous to serve human kingdom. To serve the human kingdom. They wanted that each and every human being should be happy. Not to conflict with each other. What human being thinking? Human kingdom is out to eliminate the animal kingdom. Safha କରିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି. Now, dear master, the time has come to the whole humanity to become a yogi humanity. Every human being is now on a crucial turning point. You have to become a yogi, otherwise human kingdom itself will be eliminated from the planet Earth. Automatically, if you will not follow this thing, then automatically it will be eliminated from the planet Earth. So, my dear masters, new scientific temper demands that we go into the meditation, magnificent meditation, glorious meditations like the Jesus and the Buddha. These are the two shining human beings with real scientific temper. So, glory unto the real scientific temper called as the meditation. The glory unto the real scientific temper is called as the meditation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is all about the scientific temper. Namaskar.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Appa. Thank you. बहुत सुंदर.